let's just sort of quickly run through our top 5 power rankings here. Why don't we start with A-Roz? We'll start with number 5. Just give us the list all the way through, and then we'll chat about it a bit.
I think it's basically the same as last week. I don't have my last week's thing with me, but they're the same 5 teams. Pittsburgh is number 5, of course. They're playing progressively better, getting a little healthier. They still got Big Ben, their young receiving core, arguably one of the best in the AFC. Something to keep in mind, they're also last year's AFC champions, so they deserve a little respect for that. Number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. Their defense is still one of the best in football. They're starting to get back to who they were, running the football with Ray Rice, and then using the play action with Bolden. And Flacco's been playing a little bit better. He still doesn't excite me too much, but his playoff record speaks for itself. I have Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens at number 4. It's 3 and 2. I don't remember what I put last week, but the New Orleans Saints at 3. I think Drew Brees has been playing the best football if you're not named Aaron Rodgers. He's been phenomenal running that team as basically the offensive coordinator on the field. He has been spectacular, almost making perfect throws every down. He's been breaking records for most completed passes in a row. And these aren't just a little dink and dunks. These are downfield strikes, quick slants. He's been great. Number 2, the New England Patriots. Still Tom Brady. Their defense is still worrisome, but their schedule is so easy down the stretch. And getting that number 1 seed is going to be huge from the playoffs because other than Baltimore, maybe Pittsburgh, I don't see any other team going into New England and beating them. I really don't. They don't lose home playoff games. Pittsburgh has had some issues against New England in the playoffs in years past. You're going to remember those AFC Championship games. Patriots have their number in the postseason. And then number 1, of course, the Green Bay Packers. I was impressed by what the Giants did on Sunday, but it shows you, even with Aaron Rodgers with his back up against the wall, he had 60 passing yards in 3 plays. It was unreal what he was able to do driving down the field to set that game-winning field goal. I just don't see, how can you beat Aaron Rodgers? Green Bay is number 1.
You know what I love about this when we do this? I see Matt Johnston over here crossing out names and adding new names.
This always kind of happens.
I'm
listening. I'm hearing some things.
Let me see if what I have to say makes you change it again. Okay. All right? I'm going to go with the top 5 teams. My actually top 4 are identical to A-Roz. I go Green Bay, New England, New Orleans. 1, 2, 3. 3 best quarterbacks playing right now in the league. Yes. And I'm going to
you need a quarterback to win it all. So
I'm going to put that as the reasons.
But who's your 5?
Number 4. Baltimore, and Baltimore and San Francisco are 4 or 5.
Oh, I thought you guys had the same.
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Well, yeah, we do top 4.
Baltimore 5.
Baltimore and San Francisco. I think these 2 teams are so incredibly similar. I think we all love both of their defenses. Yes. And running games. I think we both love.
I love Frank Gore.
I don't trust Joe Flacco, and I don't completely trust Alex Smith yet. And that would be the one things I would say poorly about these. Of course, Pittsburgh's right on the cusp as well.
So your 5 is
San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers.
That's the one change. He went
and you
Pittsburgh,
left
I'm
the
going
49ers
San Francisco.
out of your top 5.
And it's because of Alex Smith. Because you know what? When you're in the postseason,
Alex dropped some bombs this past weekend.
Is playing better than
what does
Joe
he
Flacco.
need to do to prove himself?
He's playing
to
the
you?
St. Louis Rams.
You've been saying the same thing.
He's playing better than
and
Joe Flacco.
And I worry that
year.
you're not thinking about this season. You're only thinking about his past.
I have seen a little bit of this season, and yeah, he torched my Bucks. But
yeah, but who hasn't?
I know, right? True. Who hasn't? And he's been taking advantage of really bad teams. When he placed against Baltimore, he didn't really look too well against. I'm looking at Alex Smith against good competition, and he really hasn't done it for me. And I think that when he's facing the really good teams, he may be able to beat some of the, like in Atlanta, in San Francisco. Having that home field advantage will be huge for them because they could go deep in the postseason. But I don't see them beating the Packers. I just don't think they can do it.
He's beat everybody he's played besides the Ravens and the Cowboys early in the season. He's beat everyone he's played.
That's right. I just think when you're playing against really bad competition...
Just got a devil's advocate, the 49ers.
Yeah.
Let me quickly run through here. We'll start at 5. I can't drop the Steelers out of my top 5. But I'll tell you right now, before I go on to the rest of these, and you can say what you want about me, but I don't have the Ravens in there.
Yeah.
And I care, but I don't. that the Ravens beat the Steelers twice because I cannot, in good conscience, say to myself or anyone else that the Steelers are a worse team than the Baltimore Ravens.
I can't either.
I think
I like
that
their quarterback a lot better.
The Steelers' quarterback is better.
A lot better.
I think that the defenses can kind of be a little bit of a wash, and then it all comes down to Ray Rice. But then you kind of have a wash there because Roethlisberger's so much better than Flacco.
I like Ray Rice way better than Mendenhall, just like
Of course.
Yeah, just like
Ray Rice is way better. Ben Roethlisberger's way better. And the Steelers are more battle-tested and have been to more Super Bowls.
And the wide receivers the Steelers have are so good.
That passing game is crazy. So I cannot in good faith take the Ravens over the Steelers. Drop them out, and then also I've got the Pats at 4. The Pats are less of a... They're more penetrable this year. You know, I mean, I can't in good faith put them at 2 because I think the Saints can beat them. I can't put them at 3 because I think the 49ers can beat them. And those are my 3 and 2 teams. The 49ers, listen, I don't know what happened. We all had the 49ers at like number 2 at a certain point, number 3 at other points. They sort of just started to drop out of everybody's
Thanksgiving when they lost
Day is on Thanksgiving Day. But they did not play badly on Thanksgiving Day.
It was a hard.
The offensive line played badly, although the defensive line on Baltimore is great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like they let So I really think we need to remember what the NFC West has out there with the San Francisco 49ers, because when that defense is playing well, Alex Smith and that offense can find a way to drop 30 points on you, and then you're just screwed.
I'll give them this credit, though, because it reminds me a little bit what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had with Brad Johnson in 2002, was that they had the best defense in football by a landslide, and they were really just blowing the heck out of people. You couldn't move the ball at all against their defense. And Brad Johnson, he's not Joe Montana. He was good enough. He was a good game manager, an efficient quarterback, and they won the Super Bowl with him.
As was Trent Dilfer. With Baltimore.
So I think they have that going for them.
And Alex Smith might be better than them. I mean, he like that Thanksgiving game, when you watch him with that pass rush in his face, he did some good things. He was getting away, his footwork was good, he was getting the ball out quickly when he needed to. It was tough. It was tough. There's a lot of quarterbacks that could not have even gotten away from those sacks. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of quarterbacks would have been sacked 15 times the way that Baltimore came out of that game, just running over the offensive line.
They will be tested when they face Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football. Because
Absolutely.
that'll be their Baltimore 2.0.
They will be at home, though.
They will be at home, which is a big luxury for them. But when you see it, when you be playing weak competition, week in and week out in their own division, would that maybe set something in as you're playing really bad teams and you finally face a good opponent? Is that going to...
You say that they've been playing weak teams. You play 6 division games every year.
Yes.
They've only played 3 games in the NFC West so far. Because they still have games at Arizona, at Seattle, at St. Louis out of their last 4.
I mean, listen,
so you say
they
that
beat Philadelphia. Yeah. They beat the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they beat the Giants,
team.
And they beat Detroit, and they beat Cincinnati really early in the season before they started hitting their stride. Yeah. I'd say the most impressive win was the Giants and the Detroit Lions in Detroit.
And you learn about them in their losses, because that Ravens game was not a total disappointment. I mean, you guys are talking about it like it was 40-0 or something. That was a hard-fought defensive battle.
I was incredibly disappointed with their inability to do anything offensively.
Well,
once you stop that running game, Alex Smith, he might have done a couple of good things, but they couldn't move the ball. And that might be saying something with both the Ravens' defense, but it really showed me something about Alex Smith, is that, when he had to make the throws, he couldn't do it. And that was really discouraging.
I'm less on Alex Smith than I am on their inability to protect him against a great pass rush.
Which is a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
All right.